Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're planting potatoes. We have a gorgeous day here today. It's up over 85 degrees, but we are expecting thunderstorms the next couple days, so we have to do some things before they come. You can see I already have my truck down in the vegetable garden, and that's because I picked up another load of mushroom compost. And we're gonna get the 2 straight beds down there topped off with fresh compost, and I think that's gonna be my best place to put the potatoes this year. Huh, Pop? You sitting with the chickens? Good boy. It's plenty warm enough today, so the broilers don't need their heat lamps on. And they have been mowing the yard down, fertilizing as they go. I've just been swinging them around the red maple here. And I think you can notice I was able to borrow my brother's mower so I could get the first cut done on all the yards in the fields. And the geyser didn't go off, so the backup falls secret number 11 just went off. Gorgeous. All the birds can hear me. It sounds like they need fresh water and feed, so I'm gonna have to go up there and do a barn turnover. But one of the staples I definitely want to be growing in the vegetable garden every year are potatoes. And I had my dad pick up 10 pounds of Yukon and 10 pounds of russet, and we're gonna get those planted today. We already have the onions down there, we have some garlic started, and we got the cabbage planted last video. We have some peppers and tomatoes started in the greenhouse, and now we need to get the potatoes started. Huh, Pup, what do you think? You ready to get some work done today? No, it's not nap time, buddy. You can't just sleep in the shade all day just 'cause it's hot. Huh, little peepers. You can. You guys are getting bigger. Not big enough I can put you out in the open though. You gotta stay in a box. We have too many hawks out there that would love a little snack. Hump up, and you can't stay out here all the time to protect them. Now we gotta get the potatoes planted so we can get the truck unloaded, and then there's a few other things we gotta do down in the vegetable garden. Hump up, you gonna help? Now I gotta get the animals taken care of, do a turnover on the barn, and then we can get started down in the gardens. And the duck pond is flowing water now. I love looking out there and seeing moving water. And I did get the birds out there yesterday to see if they wanted to play in it. I haven't gone over the GoPro footage yet, but I didn't see any of them showering. I thought for sure they were gonna love it, but it does take some time for the ducks to get used to new things. Hump up. Come on. Alright, all the animals are taken care of. Echo Pup just got a drink at the beach. We can head down to the vegetable garden. Oh wait, before we head down to the vegetable garden, there's something I need to show you in the greenhouse. We had some birthdays on the giant pumpkins. Check it out, 3 so far from the big orange. And on the bonus 500, all 4 of them are already pushing through the soil. They haven't popped completely up like these ones have, but they're all showing signs of growth, so that's really good. We only have 1 so far, the Bobo Max. Now we're getting germination on all of them here, but we are missing 1 of the big orange so far. We only have 3 of the primary pumpkin I'm planning on growing in the patch. And then for the bonus 500, we have all 4 of them pushing up soil here. We don't have them up all the way yet, but it looks like all of them are active. And on the Bobo Max over here, we only have 1 that's pushing up through the soil so far, but the other 2 could still pop up. And this is day 5 after we started soaking the seeds. Oh, Pop, what are you doing? What's going on, Pop? Something dangerous? Keeping us safe? Good boy. Now we're getting the birthdays of these pumpkins 5 days after we started soaking the seeds. Sorry about the noise, it's up over 85 degrees today and sunny, so I gotta keep the fan on. Having the windows open isn't enough. It's not exactly a breezy day. Oh, Secret Falls. Gorgeous. And if you're following along on the Homestead channel, we just did the solar pump out on the duck pond. And I got the solar panels positioned now that I get the most waterfall I can during the day. The one laying down a little bit starts catching the early morning sun, so it turns the waterfall on a lot sooner than just having them both facing one direction. And I only need 1 panel to get the pump going. It might be pumping a little bit less water, but it pumps longer during the day. And it's a process out there. That duck pond's gonna be under progress for a while. I actually want the pond much bigger, so I'm not going to be doing all the fancy edge work and everything just yet. But once all the digging gets done, then the fun can start. Hump up. Now we've gotten the vegetable garden started here. We have mulch on the pathways here, and like I said, we have onions in this bed with some garlic that's now coming up. And I only did 1 bulb of garlic this year. I spread it out into 9, and it looks like we have 8 of them coming up right now. I was really late getting that in, so I wasn't even sure it was gonna come up, so I just planted 1 bulb, and it looks like if that happens again, I can go ahead and plant more because it looks like they're still growing. And I already watered out here. It's almost 5 o'clock, so we're already past the hot point of the day, so I wanted to get some water on everything out here so it wasn't stressed. I need to go in there and pick some more thistle out by hand. But the lettuce greens are coming up nicely on the edge here, and the peas are growing a little bit slower than I thought they would. I was hoping they'd be on the trellis already. And behind me here in this bed, we are getting the asparagus right now. I actually already harvested a couple days worth. I took it inside and put it in a cup of water in the fridge so we can collect a lot up and then have a dinner. And in my bed here, we have 2 different kinds of asparagus. We have the purple night right here, and some of them can get pretty thick, like that one. And the other one I have in here is the Mary Washington. It's usually a perfect green one. I do prefer a slender asparagus. But to harvest asparagus, you're just going to want to bend it until it breaks. That's where it's going to be the best point to cut. I'm not going to do it just yet. I actually want to break that and take it right into the house and get it into water. And that'll just keep it fresher until dinner. So I'm going to need to harvest a few of those. Do a little weeding in this bed. And the cabbage that we got planted in last video is looking a little bit better after I just watered it. It was looking pretty stressed here this afternoon. But I got it watered in and things are looking a little bit better here. But after transplanting them outside here, we are going to lose some leaves around the sides. And I want to get those cut off and picked up so we don't have any bugs coming in to decompose them. Dead leaves are exactly what snails and slugs are looking for. And I have already saw the white cabbage moth fluttering around here, so I'm going to have to get the BT spray out. And BT is Bacillus thuringiensis. It's actually a natural compound, a bacteria that goes into the leaves, and whenever something eats those leaves, it interrupts their digestion cycle and kills them. So whenever the cabbage moth lays eggs on the leaf and then it hatches out into a little caterpillar, it eats the leaves and then dies off before it can grow into another moth and lay eggs. And hopefully that'll keep the holes in the leaves to a minimum. But that is something you need to keep applying, and the rain will wash it off. And we still have some space in this J bed, so I'll probably be putting some more summer crops in here. But today we're going to be working in the straight beds, and we're going to get the potatoes planted. Probably one variety in each bed. Oh, I can hear the falls down here. Can you? That's actually why I put it up on the hillside there, exposed, so it had a nice deep sound dropping into the water. And like I said, I'm not trying to make a decorative rock waterfall out there yet. I'm just trying to get some water moving. But today I picked up another yard of mushroom compost. And I used a smaller tarp this time. Hump up. Ugh. But this will definitely be enough to top both of these beds and bury the potatoes. I actually started these beds with mushroom compost. So that's a nice base layer that we have there. I'm just going to be putting the potatoes right on top of that, and then I'll be throwing the fresh compost on top, so I won't actually have to be burying potatoes. Well, I'll still be burying the potatoes, but all at once. And I think I'm going to have plenty of soil to do both beds here, so if I have any more, I'm just going to put them in the pumpkin piles on the squash mound. The plan is to get a giant pumpkin this year. And all this fabric actually came off of the squash mound. I was using it to keep the weeds down, but I pulled that off during the winter. So once I get all the pumpkin planting spots all set up again, we're going to put the fabric back across there and try and keep the weeds down again. So I'm going to pull these out of here and then get some of this grass and weeds pulled out of the bed, and then we can get the potatoes lined out and see if we have enough space. And then we'll shovel the mushroom compost out on top of them. It's a plan. Pop. And it is a little hard to tell out here, but the grass is growing. And I'm going to let it go for a while before I take the mower across the trench lines. I do need to pick up all those extra bale of hay I didn't use though. It's a process. Pop. Good boy, puppy. We got all the potatoes in the beds. Now we got both varieties of potatoes planted, one in each bed. We have the Yukon in one bed and we have the Russet in the other bed. The only problem is I don't know which bed I planted them in. There was no label on the bag, and whenever my dad handed it to me, he just said the one on the left is Yukon and the one on the right is Russet. Whenever I brought them down to the garden, I got them mixed up. And really, they both just look the same. It's not going to be a big deal. We have one in one bed and we have the other in the other bed. If they look different whenever we harvest them, we can keep them separated. But I watered the soil in before we got the potatoes in there, so I don't have to water all the way through the new soil that I'm putting on. But I still took some of the new compost and put a light layer across there just to keep some fresh soil underneath the potatoes. And now I'm going to take another layer and cover up the potatoes completely. Once we get them all covered up, I'll go ahead and water them in again, and then I'll go up to the barn and grab a bale of hay so we can get them mulched over. Pop. Yeah. And it looks like we have 36 whole potatoes going in this bed and 47 potatoes in this bed. The spacing I was going with is just, that looks good. Some of the bigger potatoes got more spacing and the little ones got a little bit tighter. I just wanted to fit everything in the bed. And that looks pretty good. So we'll go ahead and get the potatoes covered up, watered in, and then mulched. Pop. Alright, things are looking good here. We have the potatoes planted in the straight beds. I got the cabbage cleaned up, it's looking a lot better. Got all the weeds pulled out of there and all the dead leaves taken off. There is still some weeding to do around the onions. And whenever I go up to close out the barn today and put the animals away, I'll bring down a bale of hay. And I got some more compost on the squash mound where we're going to be planting the extra pumpkins. And we have one more wheelbarrow load of mushroom compost that I didn't need right away. And I might just end up putting it on the mushroom mound over here. But I'm going to hold off for now. I'm just going to leave it in the wheelbarrow in case something comes up. I did just get some bulbs I need to plant. Oh, and the wild hyacinths are starting to bloom in the pollinator ring. Gorgeous. But that's going to be all for this one. We're getting more staples started down here in the vegetable garden. If you want to keep following along with everything here at Whitt Acres, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching.